Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. In today's video, we're gonna give you a few tips that we have learned during this time. And let's start with the first one. For this tip, we're gonna give you is how to find different fonts, and this technique may not work every single time. Hopefully it would for you whenever you're looking for a font that you cannot find. And let's go to let's show you the on our Facebook page for our channel in Spanish. Someone was looking for this font. He needed help. He was just getting started. He had no clue how to vector the image and how to find this font in specific. The first thing that we are going to do, we're going to download this image. Okay, so let's do a right click on the mouse and then save image as, and I'm going to save it as this here, mid, something that I can remember, something easy. And let's bring the image that we saved, which is mid 1, and I'm going to bring it to our software. We have CorelDRAW X6, and the first thing he was trying to do, and if you are familiar with this, you know that you can vector this image several ways. You can use the Bezier tool, or you can just use the freehand, whatever tool that you are comfortable with. Obviously, this person didn't have any clue. So the thing that he tried to do, and the things that we used to do at first, would do bitmaps. And I think that's one of the techniques that we try to do every time. But as you know, it won't work most of the time. So let's show the process. Let's click on the image and then go to bitmaps and outline, trace, and let's go to clip art, just to give you an idea of how badly this logo comes when you vector it using bitmaps or doing bitmaps. Obviously you cannot use this image. See, let me show you how the vinyl cutter would do the cuts. It was just a mess, like the way it looks here. Obviously you would not be able to use this image. And I mean, the little house and the palm tree, those are not a big deal. You can always do using the Bezier tool. So the challenge for this person was the letters. And let's go to our browser and let's go look for this really cool website, one of our favorites. It's called Squirrel Font, and let's click on it. And always, every time you go to a website, especially when you're going to download like a font or something, always make sure the website address has this HTTPS, is secure. It means it's a secure website, and this is the name of this. Obviously, if you do not know the name of the font, which is the reason we are looking for it, because we had no clue which the name of it, they have so many options. You would spend a couple days trying to find this font in particular and still not be able to. And that's why they have this really cool tool here, which you can see here, font identifier. And what we have to do here, we got to upload the image, and that's the reason we downloaded it to our computer. And it's the same image that we saved earlier. And the next thing that we have to do, I'm going to do a close-up, and you can see here that the software is trying to identify, or is reading the letters and the numbers. So that's pretty cool that it's able to read it. And the next thing we have to do here is go to this little button, like a purple button, I don't even know how to pronounce that, maturated it. And let's give it a few seconds and let's see what happens. Okay, what we have to do here, we have to enter each letter. Make sure that you enter them as they are. This one's a capital letter. This is a lowercase I. And then this is a D, lowercase, C, uppercase, and then O. I'm not going to repeat every single letter. I don't want to bore you with that. I know I have a beautiful voice, but still, I kid, I'm just trying to be silly. And then the next thing we have to do, maturate it again. I didn't enter every single letter. All right, now let's go and see the options that we have here. We have free options as well as other options that you have to pay for. and this is the one that is very close to the one that we are looking. And as you can see, it took us to another page, which is also secure because we can trust the first page that we looked for, which is the Squirrel fonts. And it took us to this one, but you can download it from here. And this is the name of the font, Enter Sam's. And we're gonna download it, which I had already done, and I don't have to download it. But let's go to our software and show you the letters. Let's type in the name of the business, which is Mid. Okay, and now this is the name of our font, which is down here, Enter Sam, and it's very close, but still we gotta give it some effect, and we have the options here. I'm going to make it click on this here, and as you can see here, something happened, but since I've been working with this design, I already know what the problem is, or not the problem, but the thing that I have to do. I have to weld the image. Although if you can see here, when we wireframe, you can read it, but for some reason when you're looking at it with enhanced, for some reason it looks like a different letters. But all we have to do, just weld them, and see, now we have to just adjust them to the obviously the size of this here. And I'm not going to show the whole process of vectoring the logo, because this is not the purpose of this video. But like, we can modify, if you can see, the letters on top are should be a little closer to the letters below. Well, what I did, I welded the image or the font, and what I'm going to do to edit the letters, I'm going to go to Shape Tool, and I'm just going to highlight all the letters on top, and I'm going to bring them up or down as I want. And now I can just probably pull them to make them a little bit longer. And as you can see, that's pretty close. Still a few changes that I could probably work on. And for the little house, what I would do, I would just go to Bezier tool and just follow the path and just do the little house here. This is what I would do, or this is what I did to help them with this design. So that's how we would do this little house. And let me show you the how it looks now after we helped him with the design. This is the sample that I sent him, and I just used a palm tree from Google, and I did the little house, and very close to the logo that he needed help with. And so this is another one of the cool things about using this little tool. And the fonts, if you cannot find certain fonts, again, it will not work every time, but chances are very high that it will. Let's go to the next tip, and it's exactly what happened with the font. If you can see, we have two different fonts. We got the cursive, or this is the name Allura, and then down here, down below, we have this weird name font. But like I showed you earlier, I had to weld the font to be able to read it, or to fix the letters. And let's go to wireframe and show you something here. If you can see, if you send it just the way it is to the vinyl cutter, the vinyl cutter will do all the cuts that you see here, and you don't want that. To fix that, you obviously know that you have to weld the font. And let's go to wireframe and show you what happens when you do welds. For those that are just getting started, always make sure that you weld the images so you do not get those cuts. The only thing is that you cannot edit the font because it's already an image. By welding the image, you turn it into, by welding the font, you are making it into an image. And now the next I want to show you down below is, this only happens to just a few fonts, not every single font. Certain fonts, for some reason, if you do what I did earlier, if you weld it, see, this is what happens. But even if you sent it like this to your vinyl cutter, see, you can still see the little cuts the vinyl cutter will do, even though we welded the font. What you have to do, you have to weld it again. and see, it fixes that. Now you can save it, and I mean send it to the vinyl cutter, and you don't have to worry about the vinyl cutter cutting the letters where it shouldn't. And just make sure that you do double click on that. Let's go back to the original without having welded where you can still edit it, and let's show you how you have to do it. 1, 2, and that's how you will fix that issue if you have this problem with this kind of fonts or any other font. By the way, if you guys are liking this video, we would really appreciate it if you gave us a like, since this will help the algorithm to show this video to other people. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And the next tip that we want to talk about is this project. Let me bring it over here and let's get close. This video, or yeah, the video of this project, we will be uploading it pretty soon, but I'm gonna give you a tip here. If you are doing the process that we do, this will help you a lot. Now, if you have a digital printer, then you will not have to worry about this. What I'm gonna talk about is when you have to align the logo. Let's just pretend that you're going to use this line here. Let's just pretend this is the line, a straight line from the vehicle where you can align your logo from. I know we've talked about this before, but for those that haven't heard us talking about this, so let's pretend this is a straight line where you are going to center your logo from. And okay, so again, if you are doing the same process that we are, since we do not have a digital printer, this is how you can fix this issue. I'm gonna have to move that. So if you have something like this, it'll be really hard to know if this is aligned, because it can be a little bit crooked like that. I mean, here you can see the difference, but when you are actually doing the installation, it'll be really hard to do that. So what you will have to do for this, to fix that, at least for the first layer, this is what we would do. I'm going to bring them over to the, actually forward, sorry. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, again, just to the first color, the first layer of vinyl, I'm going to add a rectangle which measures exactly the same height as our oval here, the orange one, and let's make sure that they do measure the same height and width. Is 20.8, 11.15, and click on that oval shape, and they are the same number. So that means they are exactly the same measurement. And now what I'm going to do here, the reason I added this, I like doing this because I know that if I'm going to add some alignments, I know that I'm going to be adding them in the right place, and I'm going to wireframe it, and then I'm going to add an alignment here at the bottom. And the reason I added the rectangle is because I know that our alignment is exactly where our oval starts. And now I'm going to make a copy of this. Just drag it, doing a right click on the mouse, and just bringing the image and copy here, and I'm going to align it here just like I did on the other side. And now we know that our rectangle or our alignment is exactly where it should be on the other side of the oval shape. Now I can get rid of the square or rectangle, and now what I can use those little alignments, I'm going to make them the same color as our orange color. Now I'm going to weld them, and this is what we did for this logo. Again, we're working on the video for this project. Make sure you stay tuned for it, and you will get a better idea of how we did the installation. But this is what we did basically for this logo in particular. Now you know that the shape is going to be aligned, and let's show you here on the software if we did it correctly. It should be aligned here. See, this represents measuring tape. Same here. and now you know that your image is going to be aligned. And this is really important, especially if you're going to use registration marks. You want to make sure that the logo is aligned, because if not, then the whole logo is going to be crooked, and you don't want to go through that, because you're going to have to replace the decal. And yeah, this will save you a lot of headaches. Let me make sure that it is straight and aligned. Again, we did this project not too long ago. It's been a few days, and we use this method, especially with circles and oval shapes, because if we had a digital printer, then we wouldn't have to worry about the alignments. Why? Because we could have easily used the bottom of the letters instead of those alignments. We could have taken the measurement from here and do the same thing here. Make sure that it is aligned. And again, with a digital printer, you wouldn't need the alignments unless you are using a vinyl cutter like we do. Then this tip will work for you. Now we can get rid of this, and let's go to the next tip. I'm sure you have seen this logo before. This design, our customer, he gave us the mock-up. I don't know if he made them himself or where he got them from, and we had to change a little bit. We modified this a little bit. First of all, you can barely see the yellow that they used, and here the red one. I mean, the red you can read it good, but we changed the colors a little bit. We got rid of a few of them, because if we want to reduce the cost of the project, this is what we did. Let me show you the this is the sample that he gave us, but this is the actual project of what we did. And let me get close so we can show you the few changes that we did to the design. And our customer was okay with that, was happy with it, because in our opinion, the way we did it looks a little better. Actually, you know what? I actually lied to you, because on this one, I do not have the contour, but let me bring it over, okay? All right, so I finally got the right image, and we added this contour. And the reason we did it is because although we use our registration marks, if we were in a hurry and we didn't have time to add those registration marks, we could have easily applied them. And I think that's what we did. I forgot, but we have a video about this project. If you want to watch it, make sure you follow the link. And I think we applied some of them. We applied them with just using the rapid tag, but the reason makes it easy is because you see the contour and you know exactly where to place the letters. And that's what we did here on the back. And the reason we did it like this, we added the contour, first of all, is because in our opinion it makes the design look better. And second, since we I think you will have to watch the video to get a better idea of what I'm going to explain right now. But so what we did for the blue color, since that was the main color, and let me get rid of those. I'm gonna move this to the side since this is a different color. So basically this is what we did. We just did one cut. We only put, like, for one side at least, for this side we only did one piece of decal for the background, the dark blue. We only did it like that, one piece, although once we did the installation we cut it. This is going to represent where we cut it. I think we cut it somewhere in here. I forgot. I think it was somewhere in here, and then we cut it from here, and then the back side we cut it from here. So we basically cut it in like 4 or 5 different pieces. That made it a lot easier. But when we aligned our design, we only had to align one. We just used this straight line here. The picture is not completely straight, but we use this top line here, and then we made sure that our decal was aligned from here to here, same as here, and we only had to align it once. If we would have cut it in different sections using the vinyl cutter, then we will have to align this, then this one, and then this one, and risking it not being aligned. And that's the reason we did it like this. It saved us a lot of time, although we wasted this section of the vinyl. But again, you have to choose either waste time or waste material, and in the end we decided to waste material and not waste time, because time we will not get it back. And that's what we did here to the back. pretty close to the same what we did, except I mean just the top part. We only did one piece of vinyl here, and then we just added the different layers. Except the bottom, we were able to do it in different sections. But this is another tip that I recommend that you guys do if the design lets you do it. I would also like to invite you guys to next Sunday. We'll have this video ready. We'll be uploading it, and it'll be ready about noon. Make sure to stay tuned. If you guys want to support us, make sure to stay tuned to watch it and leave us any comments or any questions that you may have, and we'll be happy to answer them if we know the answer. And now for the next one. I mean, basically it's the same design that we talked about earlier about this project here, and as we show you the samples that our customer showed us or gave us, on the driver's side, or actually on both sides, the driver and the passenger side, he wanted the little house to be first, and that's what we did here. And if you see, we had to move the house on this side. We had to move it, and obviously it had to be on like this in front of the estimates, and that's why on the other side looks a little different. He was okay with it. I mean, that was the only way to do it, and it really helped a lot that he had his design ready. And so this is one of the questions that we also get if our customer usually have their own logo, and I would say probably like 50 or 60% of them do have their own design. Some of them we have to help them with the design, or some of them have an idea of what they want. So just to give you an idea about the process. As always, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the VIP members for making this possible, for giving us that extra support. We appreciate it. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. Also, make sure you get your materials if you want to get started with this kind of business. We are going to have several links in the description of the video where you will get the materials and equipment to all the products. We appreciate it. See you guys until the next video, and let us know what questions you have, and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much.